Women understand what a woman is going through. That's for sure, because women supporting women is a win-win situation.
I arrived Canada as a landed immigrant in August of 2016. My journey in landing my first job was very interesting. I had a silence period of almost 8 months where I didn't get any positive response to any of the applications that I sent in.
I landed in Toronto in 2015 as an international student. And after graduation, it took me a while to find a job related to my knowledge.
So I came to Canada in the 90s, and in the first few years, like many other immigrants, right, I try to fit in and to learn the culture and the language.
Being a qualified accountant from my home country, I decided to focus my time in obtaining my CPA designation. And at the same time, I became actively involved with my community by volunteering.
I remember the first few Canadian job interviews were not very good. The common feedback from those, Canadian companies was, I did not have any Canadian experience.
And you heard about a lot about the Canadian experience and the Canadian culture, but no one tells you what those mean.
Definitely the waiting period was a very tough one because it's hard to go for 10 months without hearing a yes to any application. But the good news was I moved from total silence to my first job as a contractor. And at the end of my 10 months period, I was given my first full-time employment.
But one day I got lucky. I met with a job recruiting firm in downtown Toronto. And I think that she liked my background and how I answer those questions. And then she asked if I am interested in a contractor position.
Being a woman of color, I found out that one of the biggest challenges I faced coming to Canada was a cultural gap.
To say that I have not experienced unfairness in my career journey is not a true statement, especially in a man-dominated IT industry. So I have to overcome unfair perceptions of women with colors. So I'm competing with many Canadian-born men and even immigrant men.
I decided also to enroll in other activities and take on more projects and develop skills or areas that needed more attention. I continue volunteering with the former Exotech Ontario, now Exchange Ontario. I am a founding member of Unstoppable Speakers.
A couple of things I did to be able to understand what I could do next was first, I got involved with one of the Triad Queens Network, the Black Female Accountants Network.
Looking at the recent available data, while the overall employment rates for newcomer women have been on a declining trend, the gender gaps in employment and earnings are still intact. It is not fair, but it's true.
So when we talk about diversity, we have to recognize that people would interpret the same thing in different ways. There are different perspectives. How organizations have to invest in making sure that every voice at the table, first of all, is given an opportunity to speak. And when those voices speak, that they are heard. And what they hear is actually put into practice. So it's one thing to invite somebody to the table. It's another thing to give the person an opportunity to speak.
You will need a network like crazy. Join Triad campaigns is a good start and reach out to the experts who are willing to provide advice for free.
My advice to immigrant women who are coming to Canada for the first time is, first of all, invest the time in understanding the community that you're in. Find a tribe. Find a community of people who have been here and who have been successful and who can help to set you up for success. We all need a tribe of people supporting us.
Because women face multiple barriers to advancement in their careers, so including unconscious bias and discrimination. So I think women should form a close circle who can share their unique experiences. This can help strengthen women's job search, interviewing, and negotiation strategies.
My advice would be, don't see yourself as an immigrant. The first year, you are a newcomer, but after that, you are Canadian.